good performances again last week. And
Yeah.
it's every week. It's like another athlete qualifying, national mark, and I don't know what the total is these days, but like you said a couple weeks ago, it's probably the most athletes you've seen that qualify for nationals.
Probably, I know in the 5 years that I've been here so far, we've had the most people qualify for nationals in the track team, and I have to go look back on the previous coach, but I think probably in the last decade, it's good to have that kind of representation, and it's spread out over the programs. Tegan has a strong Provo mark in the men's decathlon. He's ranked number 10 in the nation. I didn't check Elizabeth's overall ranking through the weekend, but when I looked on Saturday afternoon, she was going to be 11th. She might have got up down a couple spots if some of the results came in late, but Elizabeth's going to have to bring her Provo mark down a little more just to give us some insurance. And then you have Corey Gilly has 2 automatic qualifiers, and you have Kate in the heptathlon, which is strong. So right now we're sitting with 4, and we're hoping to get a couple more with Fred Rosser and Tatiana. It'd be great to bring it from 3 up to 6. So that's kind of our goal as a team. And we'll, for the most part, take this week off, and we go into conference next week in San Francisco. So just real excited about that, and just kind of get people fine-tuned and knock on wood. Nobody's really injured too much on the women's side. A couple of nicks here and there, but keep them healthy and let some other teams, hopefully have that attrition rate and not us.
Just make sure, so even though like an athlete will hit that mark or night mark, it's not guaranteed that
Yes.
they're going to national.
So what you have 2 standards. You have an auto qualifier, which Corey's hit both in the 1500 and the steeplechase. You're guaranteed a spot, and then you have the provisional mark where they'll take the overall top 18 to 20 athletes per event, with the automatic mark as well as the Provo. So let's basically take the top 20 in the country. And so this is the circumstance we were under last year with Fred Rosser, who had a Provo mark and it was deep, and then he was, I think, 17th out of the 20 that they took. And it's just, you never know until the last meet is, recorded the week after conference, and that's the last acceptable meet that you're eligible to qualify. And it's just kind of a risk game between now and the end of the season. So.
Conference championships coming up next week in San Francisco. What makes it different having, say, a conference tournament and say just having a meet, facing a couple of teams?
Well, it's championships, and so we're just basically taking all the pieces of our chess match here, and we're just basically trying to put them in the right places so we can go against other teams like Chico and Pomona and UC San Diego and everybody else who's in our conference, and just kind of put everybody where we feel the strongest and we can grab some points. But it's like any other championship. You want to do the best you can, and we've always kind of been a second half conference finishing team, and this year we want to be a first half conference championship team. So we have those expectations set ahead of us, and it's up to us, the coaches, to put the right people in the right place. Make sure that we give them a good platform to perform on in respect to just fine-tuning them, getting them prepared mentally and physically. So we've done that pretty well this season as a group, as a unit, and so hopefully just carry that same momentum into conference and just cross our fingers and hope everything goes well.
Fred Rosser has been injured this year, and he competed last week. What percent is he right now, and will he be ready for the conference championships?
So we took Fred down to Mount Sac in Los Angeles with us last week, and we reopened him at the Cal State LA Twilight meet on Thursday night, and he ran a pretty strong low 50s open 400 just to get him prepared for Friday, where he ran at Mount Sac, and he didn't run very well. He ran a 57 and change, which is just slow. It's just too slow for Fred Rosser, and the combination of his hamstring and maybe the fitness level to run at that top speed is just not there right now. So we took him out of Saturday's competition at Long Beach, rested him, and we're going to just do the best we can. So to put a number on it, we're 50-50 right now. He's going to compete at conference, and we're going to get him ready in the next 2 weeks to do so. And we're going to do everything we can to keep his lung capacity up and his muscle memory in his legs the same by doing elliptical and doing pool workouts, everything we can do in order to kind of keep his body moving. and we'll just try to take what he does in the track and you put it on a machine, unfortunately, or in the pool, just to keep his own capacity going. I just think Fred Rosser just has that will, and if anybody can come back, from an injury, it's Fred. He just has the will. He's a senior. He's going to be graduating, and so he's just going to give us 100% effort, and that's all we can ask of him. So right now it's 50-50.